there's no need for it to stop. The Lord is teaching me that seeding is the key, and the enemy only sends distractions, circumstances, or obstacles into your way to prevent you from seeding. That's what he's working on. 24 hours, 7 days a week is to keep a seed either out of your hand or to keep you from sowing the one in your hand. That's it. The law of reciprocity, which we talked about on Tuesday, the law of seed time and harvest, that's Genesis 8:22. This is a divine law. This is a law sent from God. This law can't be interrupted except by unbelief. When faith is in action, this law works without apprehension, without hindrance. So the best thing the enemy can do is try to distract you, frustrate you, bring circumstances, obstacles into your life and into your way to keep you from sowing. Every seed you sow, that you water with your mouth, that you treat with your mouth, that you protect with your mouth, will bring you a harvest. Somewhere in here, I've got a verse, and I believe it's in Mark, and then again it's in Matthew. It talks about how the sower sows the seed. He doesn't fear because the law works. The scripture says he goes to sleep. He has no idea how the process really works. He just knows that when he gets up, everything has done what it's supposed to do, and the results are immediately beginning to break ground. And the minute he sees it break ground, he already knows where it's going. You know, so you and I, we're working, when this reaping thing, we're working on how effective of a harvest we desire. How great of a harvest do we want? So that means we fight off the pesticides, we fight off the pestilence, we fight off the animals, we fight off everything that is there that could hurt the purity of this fruit or cause it to be smaller than it needs to be. The term used today is organic, which means that this is all natural, this came the right way, and this is more precious and more pure than what you're going to normally get. I mean, everybody's sticking organic on everything now. But I'm just saying that you have the ability. Let's go to Proverbs, and let's see what the word says about this. Let's just start there. Proverbs, and I want to say chapter 18, but let me get there. Because there's a part of this verse that I don't really hear a lot of people dwell on, and it's a very good part. And it's very powerful. Okay, it's Proverbs 18 and verse 20. A man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase of his lips shall he be filled. So your whole life has to do with what you say. I'm going to say that again. Your entire life has to do with what you say. And renewing your mind is important to assisting you in saying the right things. And so you can't meditate on what feels wrong. You can't meditate and give life to what doesn't feel right, what doesn't sound right, what doesn't look right. You can't give that life. Just because your brain is announcing it doesn't mean it's real. It's a potential piece of ammunition from the enemy, but it's worthless till you give it life. Psalms 91 says that whatever, even the thoughts, even the fiery darts, none of that can come near you. None of it can touch you. The only way that it can is if you, through your own mouth, give it life. So you don't meditate on what's wrong. You don't rehearse and meditate on what doesn't feel right. I just don't know. I get your head out of your life and get your spirit in it. Does that help you? I mean, the only way to do that is to renew your mind with the word of the Lord. You're supposed to, you know what? You're supposed to screen your contract with God, looking for specificities. What do you mean, Brother Pulliam? You need to be looking for specific things that he promised concerning situations that have come up in your life where there's a dispute over what the outcome should be. And the other thing you would say, well, let me see what the contract says. Well, this is what you're supposed to be doing every time something comes up in your life. You're supposed to be saying, let's see what the contract says about this. Oh, am I supposed to go to the hospital and doctors and spend all the money on this? Or am I supposed to believe this? Can God use both? Can he heal me and use the doctors? Okay, let's see and the contract can tell you he can use both. And if you don't want to go to the hospital, he can heal you. There are freedoms and privileges that you have in your contract that you are supposed to be, as we would say in society, in the business world, well versed on. The question is, did you read the contract before you signed it? Come on now. You could, boy, I'm going to teach tonight. I feel the power of the Holy Ghost. You can get rid of depression just like that, by just reminding your body and your head that that's not in the contract. Whatever isn't a benefit isn't anything you should take.